Hi, this is Evelyn Lopez. Welcome to Sustainability in Your Ear. This week we have an interview with Ernie Roberts of Belkin. So who do I have on with me today? Mitch, are you on the line?
That indeed I am.
Great. Mitch is our Earth911 publisher. And Mitch, where are you coming from today?
Oh, I'm in Tacoma, Washington, the center of the universe.
Indeed. And also on the line we have Ernie Roberts, the Sustainability Manager at Belkin. And Ernie, where are you coming from today?
Hi, I'm coming from Playa Vista, California, the other center.
The other center of the Earth. And is that sort of near the within the Los Angeles area?
Yes, we're right next to Los Angeles International Airport. So.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, and I'm here in Tacoma also sitting in my dining room. So today we wanted to talk about Belkin. Belkin is a leader in developing people-inspired products to help our tech work better. And it's a mainstay of the computer accessories industry. Belkin is headquartered near Los Angeles, California, but it also has offices all over the world. We were interested in talking with Belkin because in 2009, they set out a goal to reduce 25% of their worldwide electricity consumption by 2017. Currently, Belkin has met and exceeded their goal, achieving really a super impressive 37% reduction in worldwide electricity consumption. Now, Ernie, in particular, this statement that you made really caught our eye. You said, we recognize that our operations and services impact the environment. We are fundamentally driven to take as many measures as we can to reduce our impact. So with that, we had a few questions for you.
Okay, awesome.
Well, welcome to the show, Ernie. And just tell us a little about your background first. How did you get involved in sustainability? Is this what you chose as a career?
It is actually. So as a kid, I spent a lot of my summers in the mountains. I always had a natural curiosity about nature. By the time I got to college, environmental science was kind of a natural fit for me. One of my first classes was environmental science, and this is before a lot of people were really talking about it. So it really became apparent very early on in my academic career that this was the subject for me. By the end of that course in college, I knew the book inside and out. I don't even think I got a B on any of the exams or final or anything. Everything was A's. So it was just natural, to go on from there. I was working at Belkin while I was in college, actually. And then when this department was created, I was really in the right position just to be the right candidate for this department.
And now, was that around the time 2009 when the goals were being set, or later?
This was around 2008, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so just a little bit before we started this goal setting and this going down this path.
So you've been there since the beginning. What spurred Belkin to invest these resources and all that time to becoming a more sustainable company?
So yeah, before our department was even created, like Belkin's always had kind of an eye on, what's going on in the world. We always are very, people facing. There was a growing concern around that time for people to expect companies to have some sense of environmental responsibility. So our CEO at the time, CEO Chet, he basically was asking, like, what can we do to address these concerns? We saw environmental responsibility and stewardship for a company, like we wanted to do something for this company. So in asking what can we do, I think that's when I kind of started talking to him more about this. And then we had some ideas, and that led to like the establishment of this department.
And how did you set those goals? I mean, why did you choose electricity over, say, reducing the use of something that produced greenhouse gases? What made that the particular focus and the best first step for a company like Belkin?
So when we first started out, like we really wanted to just see where are we at. So what is like what's our real footprint of our operations? And so we started to kind of do a self-assessment and look internally to see where all of the energy consumption was going, or where all of our footprint was going towards. So one of the easiest places to start was starting to collect our utility consumption, and just to see what it is. And then from there, we started talking to power companies and whatnot, to kind of gather more information from that. So we started asking, like, what is our emission factor? Like, what are we? Yeah, basically.
And across the entire company too, not just the production, right?
Correct. Well, it started with just our corporate office,
Mm-hmm.
and then it kind of turned into something more than that.
So you started with a sustainability assessment or audit, set out electricity as a goal, and I know that you have made a lot of progress in changing the behavior of your staff around the world, getting them to commute more efficiently. You've cut your greenhouse gases. So this has been an evolving project, obviously.
Yeah. So with employees, and employee behavior and stuff like that, people naturally wanted to make a difference and wanted to do their part. And we just wanted to create an environment that kind of encouraged that behavior. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Ernie, let me ask you this.
A little bit ahead of myself.
Were there some areas when you started out that you thought were going to be like really easy areas of savings that then just didn't kind of pan out for you?
Not necessarily. I think the hardest part for us was when we started talking to like the utility companies.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of pushback. Like no one really had the answers for us that we were looking for. So we were really asking questions that I don't think they've ever been asked before. So
Give us an example. Give us an example of the type of question that you were asking.
Sure. So we collected all this data like in 2008, and that was really our benchmark year for what we were doing. And we're talking to these companies, to the power companies, and we're asking them, like, how do we measure our carbon footprint? So how do we measure our greenhouse gas emissions? Because every power company has a blend of like natural gas or coal or nuclear. So everyone has a different kind of emissions factor. So we really had to we started with just customer service and really had to dive deeper and deeper we finally got a hold of some of the engineers at the power company, and then they were able to give us these calculations. So we can actually say like, okay, we produce this much, we consume this much electricity for the year, for the month. And then we could calculate out that translated to this much greenhouse gas emissions. And then so from there, we were able to do that on a month-by-month basis. And we did that for the entire year of 2008. And then we started with just the corporate office, but then we did it with our warehouse in Indiana. We did it with our other office in the UK. And then it branched out to other facilities. So by the end of 2008, we had a really good snapshot of all of our carbon footprint for all of our major facilities around the world.
Okay, and then, so I'm guessing that there were a couple of different things that you were doing aimed at reduction. What were some of the most effective things that were able to reduce?
So just to kind of go on from that last statement, we had our benchmark year, and then that's when we really started to do some analysis of where are our biggest energy consumptions being taken place? Where's our biggest carbon footprint being taken place? And then from that, we started talking to those power companies specifically at those facilities, and then asking if they had audit programs or something we could do to kind of have someone kind of assess and see what we're doing. Again, we really didn't get a lot of answers from the power companies, but we did find a few other places which are very similar to like starting in your own home. So we looked at our lighting, and we started changing light bulbs, and we switched over to LED light bulbs and then motion sensors in some of our facilities. And the initial investment was a little bit of money, but the payoff was huge. The cost savings was huge, and the reduction in energy consumption. I believe one of our facilities, we reduced over 40% of our greenhouse gas emissions just from changing our light bulbs alone.
Really?
Wow.
So it was really a big, like, kind of eye-opening experience for us. And then it was easy to change to roll that into other facilities and look at other ways and look at other things that they could do to reduce their footprint.
So in addition to the emissions reduction, did you calculate how much you saved by switching to LED just in terms of expense on electricity? Because that's one of the things we're seeing is businesses discovering exactly how productive it is to be sustainable.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was one of the really big business cases for it was the cost savings that we were going to get and achieve by doing this upgrade. So there was initial investment that was made, and then there was an ROI that was calculated, and then that return on investment was almost immediate, actually, because the cost savings was so tremendous for that project.
Wow.
We had another project here in our corporate office for installing solar panels on our roof. We're already a LEED certified building here, but we went above and beyond that to put the solar panels on. Between the rebates we got from the power company, and then also the rebates we had from the federal incentives and tax incentives and stuff like that, our payoff was within the first year for that. And we still had, so we had a really good cost savings by doing this, and then we also had a huge, environmental win of doing the right thing and being a responsible, corporate citizen.
So overall, you've reduced your electrical consumption by 39% and your greenhouse gas emissions by about 25% since 2009. That's a phenomenal set of steps, and to have done so while becoming more efficient and I assume more profitable as a result. That must be a hero in the company.
It's something we're really proud of.
You mentioned earlier, Ernie, that talking a little bit about changing employee behavior, but it occurs to me that having a company that is doing this, that must be pretty good for employee morale too.
It does. It actually creates kind of a buzz in our company. So a lot of other projects kind of got snowballed because of some of these wins. So, I mean, we actually, we apply this, some of these wins from our operations and our facilities and stuff like that. But some of that's starting to translate also into our partnerships, some of our interactions with other companies, some of our expectations from other customers. And it really gives us the opportunity to address those issues and be really enthusiastic to address those issues because we're so, proud of some of these initiatives that we've done.
Well, what's next? Are you going to set new goals for yourself? Are you going to branch out? Are you going to try to take on some other challenges?
We are. We're constantly looking and we're constantly innovating and trying to find new solutions. There's some partnerships we want to partner with on a product level to kind of do the right thing. We just launched Fin, which is another brand of Belkins aimed at saving water consumption. And so actually a user can basically, install this product in their home and they can see real time if there's leaks, if there are if the water's left on somewhere. So we're actually looking at a lot of different things.
Even building it into the products. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's huge. That's really, really huge. And I think that's really where the ultimate goal is. And I think a lot of consumers will really appreciate that and be able to, look at it from that light. Like, we're trying to do the right thing. We want to be responsible. And I hope we can be acknowledged and recognized for that.
Well, and in fact, you have been recognized by the Business Intelligence Group, who gave you a 2018 Sustainability Award in July. Tell us a little about that, and what did they say, or what did they recognize about Belkin?
So we kind of had our eye on this award for a long time. They were really impressed with some of our efforts and what all of our greenhouse gas savings and all of our utility consumption savings and stuff like that. Yeah, we recognize, our operations, have that impact. We really want to drive those kind of changes. And I think the award was just kind of acknowledgement and recognition of that's something that we're just really proud of.
I think you should be. Ernie, as a consumer, I really do try to buy from companies that are making significant environmental strides. How do you kind of work this into your marketing and your advertising so that consumers like me know that you've been doing such amazing work?
Well, we're kind of
I know that's a little bit out of your bailiwick, but I'm curious.
So we work really closely with our PR team on a lot of these issues. We're kind of a work in progress. There's a lot of stuff we do internally that we don't really broadcast, and we really want to do that more. So we're still developing some of these things on our website and whatnot to communicate better to our customers and other companies, just more about who we are and kind of what we stand for and stuff like that.
Good. Well, I really urge you to do that because, it's good for the consumers to know, and it's also more likely to spur other companies to try to reach some of the same, high standards that you've been reaching.
Yeah, and this podcast is a really good start in that direction too. So I really appreciate you guys giving us the time to give us a voice so we can actually talk to put our name out there and what we're doing.
Oh, thank you. So how do you guys plan to continue to drive this change? What having achieved these goals, we talked a little about setting some new goals.
Yeah.
Are you ready to put a stake in the ground and say we're going to go to 50% or anything like that at this time? And how can your consumer audience, the customers buying this, help encourage you in that direction? What would you like to be able to tell your CEO customers is telling you about the sustainability actions?
So, yeah, we're a global company. We have a lot to learn still. We're still moving towards improving what we're doing. I think we're still looking and investigating, and I think we're always going to be looking and investigating for these kind of opportunities to find these kind of wins and whatnot. And I think the key for us is just to maintain being somewhat evangelistic about our environmental awareness, and then also, just maintaining that focus internally with our leadership team, and then with our PR team, obviously, to translate that for our customers.
That's great. If you come up with any new ideas or new initiatives, we would love to hear about it.
Absolutely.
And then to continue this dialogue at any time, we, as Evelyn has said, this is all about getting consumers and the ability to make choices that are based on the investment companies are making in sustainability. They're voting with their money for sustainability, and we want to help them. So, one more question about the awards. You were one of many companies to receive that award this year, several dozen. Were there other companies' projects that you thought, wow, we should do that? Or you were really surprised by the achievement of another company?
Yeah, there was one. AT&T had a 10x carbon reduction goal that I thought was super impressive. They're a company that we admire. They have a huge footprint, and to be able to have such an aggressive goal towards that and achieve it was kind of really inspiring for us and helps kind of keep us motivated and let us know we're on the right path as well.
That's great. Well, Ernie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much as well.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. So that's it for this week, everyone. If you have any comments or questions, you can send us an email at feedback@earth911.com, and you can follow us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spreaker, and of course at our Earth911 website. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.